So first of all, we have to think which kind of cars we want to do. If it's a compact car, if it's a big car, low, high, and how many people have to stay inside. Because for the interior, the space is the starting point. So maybe we can think to sketch at the beginning a little layout, a package of what we want to show, what we want to start with this project, and then we can build the interior on this package. Maybe we can do a 4-seater car, maybe B segment. So if we think about a package with the wheels like this, we can have a little bit bonnet and then go a little bit like this, and then maybe this can be our project. So with the Oscars inside, this Oscar have to go a little bit more back. Maybe we can sketch an interior for this car. Then if we chose that the main theme has to be the intersection of these two main volumes, so we can start very loose to just build like the main lines for this volume. So from this front seats that can become the dashboard. So maybe something like this. Position of the steering wheel, it has to be like this. Then we can do any styling for the dashboard. We can choose also to give more focus to the driver, so it can be not symmetrical. So maybe the dashboard can have this shape. Thinking, of course, always about volume. So now I'm thinking about volume. So it's meaning that if you have the steering wheel here, maybe this is a very simple volume like this that goes a little bit inside, and so this is the door panel that also here it will have his section. Of course it can be flat, there's his section, and then here you will have the connected seat. It can be an interesting theme. For the back seat, maybe we can do from the tunnel. Maybe we can do the tunnel that became the rear seat. Also here it can be flat, so maybe I imagine a section like this. So you have, let me check if the sketch looks static or dynamic. You can always keep to change the sketch. So we can just push more in the back this area to look more dynamic, the sketch, because this sketch is good to show the main theme. So for me it's very important to start to think in this way in the beginning phase. So when you arrive to this point, each surface have to cover the volume, no? So it's meaning if you have the tunnel and this is the surface, of course we can choose that the surface go on the tunnel, so it has to show a little bit that section. Show better this volumetrical concept. It can be so thinking about big macro themes. So don't focus on the first step to the shape of the cluster, but have in mind a very strong interior. So of course I'm sketching, but I'm thinking when I'm sketching, so it's not so easy to sketch and think at the same time. Maybe we can just fade the tunnel under the dashboard, so you have this that became the seat. So also here, like this case of the cube, it's important to show where the lights and the shadows has to be. So of course the floor have to be dark. Of course the dashboard have a shadows, so we just make it also this part a little bit darker, so to push out that the dashboard is on another layer. Here we can show section, more this volumetric section. I'm designing very simple shapes, but you can sketch any kind of things that you like, of course. I'm thinking that so showing better the outline of each piece. So this and this. So maybe this one can be the key sketch to start the project. Here add a little bit more shadow. Also maybe this theory can fade on the volume of the dashboard like this, so it can just follow. What is important is also to show the clear shape of the dashboard. So of course is an object that have to close somewhere. So here I have to close. And I think for this beginning phase, that's it, because it's just a volumetrical theme. So it's something very simple that you can also just sketch maybe in this way. No? So this is the theme of your concept. Then, of course, in this kind of cars, you need the backrest, no? So, but to show the theme is much better to leave like this. So it's a very simple sketch, but shows a strong identity. Why? Because it's made by volumes and is very simple. Maybe, of course, still nowadays the focus on the interiors is on the dashboard. So we can do one sketch of this dashboard, thinking always about this box. So the box, we have to build the box first. So position of the steering wheel, that is here, tunnel, and this is the surface where is the panels, ground, door panels, and dashboard. Then here sometimes it's better also to show the glass of your car. So this is the glass of the car. These are the pillars, and this is the other door. So we can just try to sketch this dashboard. So showing this theme, no? So showing this circle that came from the doors and becomes the dashboard. It's a very simple object. We can also change a little bit the shape of the dashboard that I sketched before. That is just for the design team. Now we can start to make the style. So maybe the position of the cluster, it has to be here. And so showing this volume, and then these seats that cover the tunnel. So it has to be something like this. So here you read a little bit this surface. Steering wheel. So this is the base. Try to Of course, we can think about the position of the screens of all the HMI interface that an interior should have. Maybe we can just add super simple screen on it that is attached on the surface. We can give a shape of the cluster that can connect it a little bit with the volume of the dashboard. Maybe the cluster can be this, showing more this 3 dimension. Like this. We can have tunnel information here, so we can also maybe add one other screen here in this area, or maybe this can just works for the gearbox. So maybe this is just the gearbox, or maybe it's just some buttons or some place where put the gear. And we can design a little bit the seat. Just the position. Maybe oops. So this volume is going down. There are the seats, and this section is very strong. That makes all the themes of the interior. Maybe it's a little bit common, the dashboard. So here, trying to make it darker. So now I start to sketch a top view of this design team. So starting to build my structure, my cage, and basically to emphasize better the lines, because this one looks a little bit without good tension. No? Maybe we can give a good tension of this theme. So making the same theme but more strong. This stronger. Of course, we can try to change the shape of the objects. We can do some more advanced dashboard, maybe something more stronger. Also here, give a good tension of each element can be much more advanced and interesting. Also, the seat maybe doesn't have to be connected as one movement. They can split a little bit. They can split a little bit here. Showing very well this volumetrical theme. Maybe this one can just turn and makes a sort of wings. Also here, just to make the sketch more fresh, even if it is an interior, but we can give some nice plan view of this rear part. So, as you can see, you can start with this maybe super important key sketch, but is not important if the quality of the lines are not very good, because then you can make many other different sketches but based on the same theme. Then we can do an asymmetrical dashboard that goes on one other layer. So we can say that the dashboard is under these two signs. Also here is important to show the three dimensions of the volume, so adding shadows and lights to show how the surfaces are made, like this. We can care more the quality of the lines, just to pay attention very important to show the shadows of the dashboard, to push out the shape of the dashboard, and also here showing maybe just one or two sections of this object. Well, maybe it has to be something like this. Tuck, 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 tuck. And of course you have to be careful that the starting point and the ending point have to stay in the same axis. So when you do the sections, it's important that every section have to stay on the same axis. So something like this. The sections are very important because when you have to give this sketch to a CAS modeler, it's much quicker for him to start to build these basic surfaces. So here we can add a little bit of shadows under this movement. Maybe I add too much dark here. Because it's better to understand that this theoric goes down. So this part of the sketch have to be white. Then of course you can always try to design the planes of each surface. So of course this now in the way I sketch is completely flat, so it seems like this. So maybe to add just a little plane, to just show that as a section. So also here maybe to show that it's not a completely flat surface. Show more contrast. So I think that this process and this approach, it's super interesting to just push out some design teams. At the end, this sketch came from this one. Maybe we can also sketch a view from an orthogonal point of view from the top. Basically, this back part with this other part. Then you have the dashboard here. You can show also here a little bit of volumes. And then try to make clear the outline. This very rough sketch. Um, of course, the most difficult part to sketch a view in an orthogonal way, that is very, we can say, it's impossible to sketch the other side completely the same of the other side. So we can use this sketch as a base, and then we can put it on Photoshop, and we can make it super symmetrical. So we just choose one of which side we want to make it looks in the other side. So of course we can also maybe put a different colors to just make the theme more clear. So it's this volume and this other volume. So we can add some stupid details. Yeah. So of course this is the beginning step. The following step is to, of course, try to adapt this theme on a real package, and so you just have to really check which one is the package of this kind of segment, and trying to I know that this maybe the most difficult part of this job is to have this process. So from this super conceptual phase, go to the concrete car. This is the most difficult part of the job, and of course it's not so easy, but then you have to be able to think where you have your seat. No, maybe the seat has to be here. Of course, this can't be just a big hall, so maybe you need to build another plane, another surface that attach these two volumes. So then of course you have to think about the space for some interface, some buttons, some screens. So step by step you can evolve this idea into something that looks like a car, because now it's just a design theme. So it's important to think about a design team. So the same process that I did for the exterior, I can do the interior. So building first the base with of course the 3 points, no? So always these lines have to close. So if you imagine there is a cube here, it has to close on the bottom. Central line. So we can think about maybe two volumes that intersect, and we can think about that the dashboard can be connected with the front seat, and the door panel is connected with the back seat. So it's a very simple theme of two volumes that intersect. So we can do, this is the position of the front wheel, front seats. This is the position of the rear seats. So basically this is the door panel, and this is the space for the dashboard. So just build in a very quick way your cage of your interior.